All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to On the Flank. This is the pre-Mexico show. Trust me, we're definitely going to get loose, starting with the best dress. The man that does it like it's never been done before in gears. Colin, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is On the Flank. I am the best dressed, no doubt about it, looking so crisp like Ric Flair back in the day. Woo, baby! But tonight we are blessed once again, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get it twisted by the one of the best, if not the best driver in the whole game, and our veteran analyst who's always on the desk for the grand finals. So you know the man has earned his stripes like a tiger out there, getting to call somebody action, tell you how it's broken down. We are joined in the middle right here by Waldo RTK. Everybody in the chat knows him as Waldo. But Vel, I feel like you probably needed to drink a little something tonight to get ready for the show, get ready for the monster week ahead of you. What you got in the cup?
I'm just saying, I'm kind of parched right now. Shout out to G Fuel. And today I'm gonna be drinking. All right, so I've had a laid back day. I love fruit punches and sour cherry and all that, but I want to be simple today. I'm gonna try out that lemonade. You feel me? But I'm not. Since you've gotten your care package from G Fuel, what have you honestly liked most about it? Because this stuff wakes me the hell up, and honestly, like I play out of my mind whenever I'm on it.
Hey, look, I do it for just about every damn thing. You go to the course to give a lesson, drink some G Fuel. You go for a walk with the dog, drink some G Fuel. You want to be focused and accurate in every single sector of your life. You get some G Fuel, you get it in you, you get the energy, you get the hype, you get the step. You ready to go, baby? You ready to go 12 rounds of the mutant alligator? And I'm throwing haymakers in the first one.
Well, I can't drink coffee, so it definitely helps. But shout out to G Fuel. On the flank, that we're powered by G Fuel. I really want to thank them for supporting the cause. But I say we jump right into it, all right? So, Colin, I watched the 2K yesterday. I've been busy, but I watched the 2K yesterday. And there's one team that's been on my mind. Treyway. We got to come up with a better name.
There's Swag GG. Or Sway GG.
No. They're talking to the org. Nothing is official as of yet. But they went by Sway GG yesterday. I don't know if it was a tryout. They wanted to show out for the org or whatnot. But Colin, those boys are a problem.
They are a problem. They're playing unbelievably well right now in 2Ks and online. Oh my God. I wish I had the money to send them to Mexico my damn self. I wish I could just put them boys on a plane and come with me. Because I would love to see the ruckus they'd cause in an open bracket scenario. You know who the favorites are going in open bracket. And being on foreign soil, they would be getting booed out of their mind from all the local teams going there. But those boos would turn to cheers when they saw some of the plays them boys make. You got Lanarchy out there doing his damn thing. Come on now. Don't even get me started on Sway GG. After the performance they put on Fight Night, giving hell and earth to a team that is by far and away the 3 seed in the world, Speedy and company. I just think that they have what it takes, and I need them to stay together, but I need, more importantly, for them to find a way to the final event, because not seeing them in Mexico City is breaking my heart.
No, them not going to Mexico, it hurts me. I shed multiple thug tears when I found that they weren't going. But the fact that they got their payback and beat Buddy convincingly. You knew it wasn't lucky. It wasn't lucky at all. They beat Reciprocity. Like, what? Did they beat Reciprocity before as well?
No,
with that simplicity.
No, they weren't one of the. They weren't one of the teams.
Okay, it wasn't Reciprocity. Okay, but they beat Reciprocity, and then they wound up losing to Mazers. Still a very, very good team that's gonna do well in Mexico. This team is a real deal. And you know what? I was thinking this morning, actually, I hope they don't fall into the Hive road where they break up before the next event. If this team actually sticks together, I really feel like they can honestly be like a top 6, like legit team that can challenge the best.
Honestly, like looking from their improvement within 2 weeks and how they've handled opposite teams. Because I got home last night just to catch their matches, and I ended up watching them versus Reciprocity, and I was kind of just impressed with how they set up and how they rotate off the initials, and they're playing very textbook how you should be playing Escalation. Like they're knowing
so
well, it's not even wolf packing, like crosses and how they're setting up like their lanes for success and understanding like this is the guy we need the pinch to come from this side of the map to play middle, especially on Diner. You started seeing how they were flowing through, and I don't know. It's just been a massive improvement since me and Colin watched them versus Optic like 2 weeks ago to last week. They got a ton of experience, and now they're starting to get a lot more scrims, and they earn their, they're in their piece of the pie where they're starting to get top team scrims, which, again, we try to talk about this as much as possible. Yeah. You have to compete at the 2Ks. You have to show that level to get your shot, to get that higher tiered practice, and it's paying off for them. And honestly, yes, I do want to see them at the next event. But they have to go.
They'll make it. They'll make it.
But they gotta want to go.
Together.
Like
they gotta stick together.
Yeah. That's the first thing is they gotta stick together.
Waldo, how many times have we seen this? Honestly, teams that do so damn well. Colin's looking sad, wiping his face right now. We've seen so many teams do well, and they split up because of whatever reason. Once they learn how to lose together, this team is gonna take it to the next level.
And you can't lose much harder than you did a few weeks ago in the Champions League. When your Captain Lanarchy got World Star by Explosive and he's hugging a wall, lancering you down, and you're not even hitting a shot to get him, there's no harder way to take a loss. They come right back, beat him in a best-of-1, come right back the next week after a loss on Fight Night and decide to beat another pro team. It's one of those things where that team took a heavy hit on the chin and kept moving forward. And I think one of the things that they need to take away from that is that they saw the adversity and it allowed them to stay together. They didn't crumble under the pressure. And I think it might be forming some diamonds right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, and speaking of diamonds being formed right before our eyes, we thought Denial had something special when they were first formed, and they replaced Speedy with Rezik. They won that Fight Night 2K. After that, they've lost 3 times in a row on the way to the finals. Their latest loss actually coming to Mazer, which is Hezi, Mortify, Sneak, Exclusive, and Xenon. This is supposed to be the number 2 team. Do they look like a top 2 team at all?
At the moment, I mean, if you're looking at them like in comparison to weeks, like, yeah, they have better showings against Optic, which, again, you need to have going into LAN because that's a confidence thing and it's a skill matchup. But if you're starting to fall off to the teams that are more in the middle of the pack, like that 8 to 4 spot, that starts being a worrying concern. Like, if those teams are figuring you out, and I've heard from other players on other teams, like, they say they match up well against Denial and they lose against Optic. So
they're saying that?
And you're saying, like, maybe there's something missing there. Hopefully it's just like they just got to get to LAN and maybe they fix it all, right? One game on LAN, maybe everything clicks and they look as dominant as that Ghost roster did when we saw them, the entire start of San Diego. So maybe we see that, but as of right now, that's not what we're seeing at all. We're seeing a huge fall off. Pre-event, we have no idea what the communications look like. I don't know if they're doing a boot camp or anything prior to going to Mexico. So we're kind of going in cold, and honestly, it doesn't, with as storied players on that team, I feel like they're not in top 2 form yet. No. I don't feel like they're there, and it kind of feels like they're falling outside of that top 4 bubble.
Yeah. Hey, Bell, what's one word that you and I not just talk about a lot, but we're about it each and every week on this show? It's a word that we don't just preach, we practice it. It's consistency.
I was thinking for a second. I didn't want to say the wrong thing.
No, you good. You know, we brothers. We got that wavelength. You were thinking consistency. You knew damn well I meant consistency. But I'll tell you right now, the only thing consistent about Denial for about a month from what I can see on tape, from what my eyes tell me, is that they're consistently inconsistent, which is the biggest worrying factor for me. It's the one thing that gets me on the edge of my seat. I'm riding it by the edge of my pants. The hem's coming out. Yeah. Because I want to see this team with 5 players who basically put together a team in their head to beat Optic Gaming. Right. And every time something goes wrong in an initial, I see poor Rezik is left in a 1v3 or a 1v4, or at worst case scenario, 1v5. And then on the other end, I see Franchise slaying out, playing different spawns, still doing his damn thing. And I'm like, why is it that one person's good this map and another person's good this map? Why can't we seem to get this thing together? We got too many good ingredients for this not to be the best cooked meal in a while. So for me, I have just a hard time watching them be so inconsistent. I think it's going to take a hard loss on LAN early and it's going to cause them to go into the back where the warm-up stations are, try to find a little groove, go into a shoddy lobby, really iron out, details. Maybe have I don't want to say come to blows meeting, but a come to Jesus meeting type thing. They're going to have to go in the back and maybe yell at one another a little bit. They're going to have Fatal Strike step up, get on his soapbox, and start preaching a little bit about this process they've been going through and remember where they came from and where they are now, because you do not want an early exit after all this hype, this brand new org, and 5 players who we've seen in the finals at least, I think, 3 out of the 4 last events.
Colin, how many times have we ever seen a top 3 team lose consistently to pick up teams and teams that they shouldn't lose to?
United.
The space station.
Too many.
All right. United was
it's the same thing. There's no difference. It's exact same thing. We're like, this is the top 3 team. Like, they should be winning their games. They're not winning. They're losing to all these teams that are like top AMs, and you're just going like, these guys have such a storied history. They should be fine. Where you want to vote? Like, you got to bet on that horse? It's a really big horse to bet on. Owen is like the biggest franchise fan of everyone, and he's not.
Why you gotta put my business out there?
If Colin's not betting on denial, what is that a sign of? Like, he's consistency. And then we're going into the event, which is in 4 days, and I have no idea where they should sit, and I'd be very worried, going up head-to-head because you're in Pool B, and if you come out second in Pool B, you have most likely Space Station Gaming first round.
Oh, that's going to be rough.
Scariest team in the game. Not gonna lie. Scariest team to fight first round coming out second place.
Like,
I agree.
They're gonna get face checked. Like, okay, well, shit. What are we gonna do now?
So, talking about polls, y'all want to go ahead and jump into the poll play discussion?
Go right ahead. I'm ready.
Hey,
look, I'm already on the diving board. What do you mean? I want to jump in? All right,
Colin, I'm gonna let you introduce Pool A then. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about the polls. Let's introduce the teams first, and let's talk about the matchups. Who do we think is gonna come out first or second, and see how it goes? So, Colin, Pool A, you're gonna have the Kings of Gears of War, the best team in Gears of War history, Optic Gaming, Reciprocity, and then Elevate GG.
And I think right there, you said it first. They're the Kings of Gears of War. They're the Kings for a reason. And after taking a hard loss to what was Treyway, now supposedly getting on the track to be in Sway GG, they came back, won the 2K, and didn't drop a map, ladies and gentlemen. They came out hearts on fire, like Rocky went through a little training montage in the 80s and decided they were going to put everybody on their backs. I said it last week. I said it twice last week. I said it here on the Flank. I said it on our community series. You got to let sleeping dogs lay. And when they lost and everybody wanted to talk about it, you ain't let that sleeping dog lay. You decided to wake them all up, get them all rowdy in the backyard, have them run to the end of their chain, and not just do more than bark. They broke off that bitch and started running after you, getting ready to bite you. You got Reciprocity, second team in that pool. I think they're going to have a struggle against Optic Gaming, but on land, they've got a lot of veterans. They got a lot of experience. They got a lot of talent from older games, older titles, coming from Gears 3. That was their original team name was before they got the org. You see names like Demo Bounce. People seem to continue to believe in Demo Bounce, even though Waldo and I continue to have questions like it's a quiz on that man's ability after coming out of retirement. But nobody questions Vital Sam's talent right now. Every team he's gone to, he's played tremendously well. And then Soto, longtime veteran, great support player on that team, ready to make noise, ready to do his damn thing like he always does.
Yeah.
The two X factors on that team for me are the two that everybody kind of questions is whether or not they're going to be a captain, whether they're going to be a slayer, whether they're going to be support.
I want to hear this. Who?
Lava and Kenny Bounce. I need to know what forms of those two players we're going to get on Reciprocity. Are we going to get Slayer Lava? Are we going to get IGL Denial to Optic Game? Not Optic at the time, but Denial over to whatever it was in Gears UE. I can't remember who they went to after Denial. And then
Enemy.
And Enemy. Are we going to get that Lava? Are we going to get the Kenny Bounce that was on Optic Gaming for forever and won a bunch of championships with them? Or are we going to get the Kenny that's not sure whether he's a Slayer, whether he's a support, whether he's an IGL? They're my X factors. I need them to sit down, put their headsets on, pull their big boy pants up, and say, let's do the damn thing like we know how to do it if they want to finish second in this pool. Because the third team in this pool, ladies and gentlemen, second best team in Latin America, playing on home field, playing like hungry wolves, ready to take the throne away from the kings of Mexico right now, the kings of Latin America, Ghost Gaming, who's in Pool C. But they've got some young cats on that team, Exploits, Cardia, the glue of that team, making all the right plays. We know who Crack is. We know what Crack can do. And they got a young gun out there, Crystallize. We've seen him bounce around a couple teams, Fire and Ice here, playing with them, playing with Elevate now. He always does his thing. Those guys are playing so hungry. It's like they haven't eaten in a year and a half. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Pool A breakdown.
Okay, so I'm going to throw in some context here. Now, this is why I can't remember how it works. I'm pretty sure highest seed goes into Pool A for us, or they go in Pool D. Highest seed goes in D, or
I'm not
from
sure
open bracket.
To be honest,
it's either A or D. So
the highest seeded team out of open bracket ends up going into Pool D because they're technically
okay. So then the lowest seed, who's ever the 4th seed coming out of the open bracket, is going into Pool A. Now that could be a mixture of a ton of teams. I honestly think I like Pool A more as a pool of death than I think Pool D is, even though Pool D is a little bit closer because I think Space Station is levels ahead of Mazer and Simplicity, right? Like, it comes down to, like, where the two matchups come in. Optic has historically on land their first match started slow. If they don't start slow, they're just going to thrash everybody in this pool, and they're going to come out, like, 2-0 in the pool. Yeah, 3-0 in the pool going into the champ bracket. Now, there is the world where I think the better matchup in this pool is Reciprocity with the 3 parts of Throwdown. They're missing Clouts from Hype 3, or Hype Winter Brawl 9 was the last time I saw him, and that team made it to top 2 there. Then you've also got Soto, who's a champion. You got Lava, who's a champion. You got Kenny's, who's a champion. You got Demo, who's never made it. And
but like Vincent says,
I get it. I'm just saying they have all the tools, and Mexico is a place where miracles can happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen because they have to get past Elevate, who I think is probably on paper has more to prove to the fans of Mexico than anybody because they're the leftovers from the Ghost Gaming split. They're the leftovers from Fire and Ice. Those guys have a lot more to prove. And honestly, that matchup, like Reciprocity versus Elevate, I want to see the chess match because Elevate does not play normal base like everybody else. They throw curveballs in, so they could upset somebody, and Elevate could flip this pool on its head, and then all of a sudden, we're like, oh, Optic Gaming, you don't show up, and all of a sudden, it's like, who's coming out of this pool on top? And then that goes all the way over to the champ bracket.
Right.
Hey, Vel, is that something that you used to see as a former professional? You used to go out there, and is that something that makes a team dangerous when they'd throw curveballs at you, where you expect them to do what the rest of the teams around you were doing, and all of a sudden you saw a strat you never would have even thought of in your wildest nightmares just because it happened?
That's exactly why my team was good. So a lot of people have been saying, Velly, watch Elevate. They're amazing. They're amazing. So I watch Elevate, and they do shit that no one doesn't do. Like they do shit that's out the norm, especially in Gears of War 4. We see a lot of the same strats being thrown left and right. They're the ones that are going to try things different. When I played, I was always the type of guy that tried something different. I never wanted to play like other people, and that's what made TLR so great back then. But moving forward now, taking a look at the pool, Optic's going to be on top. I don't think anybody's going to give him a challenge in this pool. Reciprocity doesn't match up, in my opinion. Elevate can challenge him, but Optic's going to get the best of him. But the story here, and Waldo, 3rd place in that pool goes to losers, right?
Yep.
Reciprocity is going to losers bracket. I'm going to say it off the bat. What I've seen, I like the players on that team. I want Demo to do well. I want to do well. So this isn't a hate Demo speech. I think the team is good. Don't get me wrong. I just think Elevate is better. And I think Elevate is going to come out the bats and be the team that upsets Reciprocity and it comes out 2nd place in that pool. This pool is going to be full of static and is going to happen. Elevate.
Can you imagine playing Elevate on a side station?
That's scary.
Where where the fans can get close to you.
You haven't seen that, Colin. That is terrifying.
You haven't seen it, Colin.
That is the pit.
I ain't need to see it. I've heard war stories. I see scars from this moment.
It is the pit on the other side of the thing, and all you do is seeing crowds line up on the back wall chanting at you. And every time, if you're facing Elevate and the crowd is against you, they are so loud. You have no idea.
So the side station is so far away from our announcers' desk, like usual events, but even further, you can hear the chants from the people all the way at the other side of the venue. It got to a point where I think it was me, Blaze, Benson, and Waldo, where we turned around and I said on stream, I said, they're loud. Like it's frightening, Colin. And you know what else is scary? So this Elevate team, they've had troubles going to NA events because of visa issues, you know what I'm saying? But they're now able to play at home. This team is hungry. And if Reciprocity doesn't bring it, they could find their ass in the losers bracket fast. And I really feel like we're going to see an upset early if that matchup happens on main stage. If they better hope. Actually, Reciprocity better hope that match is not on the side station and that it's on main stage. If it's on the side station, they're not going to hear themselves. I'm going to say that they're not going to hear themselves.
Can you imagine Elevate versus Optic on a side station and Elevate just like no comms for Optic?
If that happens, Waldo,
we could have. I could lose full composure real early on Saturday.
No, Colin, you don't understand. Like, I wish there was videos. Like, all the pictures you see in Mexico, those big crowds, that was a side station.
You should have seen DeFazio playing against.
Oh my God, Simplicity against Road Best.
No. It wasn't World's Best. It was Splice. It was like Splice or something at that time, I think.
Okay. That game was crazy. Colin, you have no idea what you're walking into.
I ain't gonna walk into it. I'm gonna run head first into that shit. You know how I get around energy, baby. It's contagious for me. I'm gonna soak it in. I might join the crowds. I might not know what the hell they're saying, but I might start trying to learn. Be like, teach us boy, bro. Teach me this old Southern boy some of them sayings.
Yeah, it was. It's not.
I'm kind of upset that you didn't go to Mexico now, which was the best Gears event ever. Colin, when you
I had to make money. I had to go play my own damn tournament.
You have no idea. But do you think that I'm wild for this speculation that Reciprocity, you know, they are looking scared. It's scary to think about, but they're looking like the third best team in the sport.
They cannot keep relying on their laurels. They are a team made up of 5 players that depend heavily on past success. Nobody gives a damn about a history book right now.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to turn the page, write a new chapter, because nobody cares about what you've done. It's what you about to do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, it was Simplicity against Ronan or Ronan. That game was phenomenal, Waldo. But Waldo, how do you think the placements are gonna go?
Pool A, like I said, I kind of am on the tail end. Like I want chaotic pool of death. Like I want 1-1-1-1 all the way, and then the other guy coming in. I think the big storyline is, for me at least in Pool A, it's Elevate, it's Reciprocity. Elevate has everything to prove. Reciprocity has everything to lose.
Their legacy, everything.
I think that team though, if they can pull it together, LAN is a better place to do it than at home. And I think that maybe the veteran gameplay, all of a sudden it clicks, right? It's the same thing we hope for Denial. It just clicks and they go.
Yeah.
But
go ahead.
I'm just saying, in general, that's what I can hope for, and then we can see where it goes from there. And then we can get really excited because I just want the best tournament possible. I want the best matchups going in so that we, for the last event, there is nothing but great storylines heading there. And that's all I want. I want great matchups and great storylines heading into the last event. And Mexico is we're right there.
It's gonna be there. I guarantee it. By the way, Zovio said in the chat, if it's really that loud, Elevate won't have comms. So this is the beauty about going to LAN and Zovios. I really hope that you're able to go to the finals, because going to LAN is such a different story, man. When you're there and you're losing and you're trying to catch up in a crowd that's going against you, just what that does to you is out of this world. I've been on the opposite side of that. I've been on both sides. You don't want to be on the end of the crowd yelling at you. You want to be on the end where the crowd is cheering you on. Imagine somebody on the other team gets a double kill against your team and the whole crowd fucking erupts to where you can hear every word being said outside of your headset at
your confidence
top volume. Your confidence. You're going to sit there all of a sudden you play your, and you look to your side and two of your teammates are like, okay, what's happening? That's going to kill your confidence. Zovios. I can't wait till you go to land the experience shit like that, because that's what makes gaming so great, man. But any last words about Pool A? What you guys expect at all?
That's Pool A. Like that. Let's put
I hate to say this. I'm on the opposite end of Waldo. Waldo said even if we get Optic and Elevate on a side station, there could be an upset. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I see Optic playing 6 maps coming out of Pool A in the first seed.
6 maps.
They beat Reciprocity 2-0. They beat Elevate 2-0. They beat the Open Team 2-0. They play 6 maps, walk out there happily, and wait for whenever their late afternoon game is in championship bracket.
Well, from history teaching me a thing or two, I won't bet against that, and I won't bet against Optic Gaming. But let's.
Did you see the quote that Ashes did the tweet about? On Ashes tweeted out a quote and said, "Which of my players said this?" It was literally after losing on that 2K Sunday, and then I think having a rough night of opening scrims.
Yeah.
The quote was, "I've been getting shit on for 3 days. How people been getting shit on for 2 years and won't change? You really done made Gilbert mad. Why you gotta do this to the rest of us?"
The fact that they lost to where now that fire is like they play their best after they lose. And the fact that they lost recently, I feel like Optic's they're gonna wipe the floor with everybody.
That's like a classic college basketball team that went undefeated in the regular season, loses in their conference championship game, and then they mop the floor like a Kentucky or a Duke mopping the floor with the NCAA tournament because they had that good loss to remind them, we the blue chippers, let's go out here and do the damn thing.
Yeah, you're right. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into Pool B. Waldo, I'm gonna give you the pleasure, Waldo. You have Denial Esports, Rise Nation, and R Damage. What are your thoughts on that pool?
I don't know. I feel like Rise doesn't have Powers, right? So this is the context of the pool. This is the big storyline, right? Powers isn't old enough to play in Mexico. He's not there. They're playing with Keem. Escamani's going to be their coach. I think that the team has the good dynamics. I think if Drix is willing to do whatever it takes to win in the context of power weapons and get playing to that ability, he's going to smoke people. And I think if they play that way and they don't play respectful to Denial, they can come out on top on this pool. I also think Denial may take that loss and do some readjustments. Maybe they lose map 1 and can come back. But Denial, again, you're the contenders. You're on a new org. Denial's come back brand new, fresh. You've got to make an impact, and you're going to Mexico. You've got to be – you have to show up. Like, first match of the day to the last match of the day, you got to be playing at 100%. And I don't know who's the roster on R Damage.
R Damage
Exploits, Physics, Zorkos.
Okay, so it's
Zorkos, Physics, Strikers. I can't remember the other two. I'm sorry.
R.I.P.
So they're still decent mechanical players. They can put up a fight. They can surprise people too, right? Don't count them out.
That was 3/5 of a roster that beat Ghost Gaming in 2 events ago in New Orleans. That was 3/5 of that roster.
It's the same thing. Like you shouldn't doubt them. Like they have upset potential. Again, if you're looking at it straight, of course, the normal prediction is Denial, Rise, R Damage, like open bracket team. But we could see it to be. I could see Rise taking the game. They want it more. They have nothing to lose, so they should just be playing lights out the entire event.
Yeah. Well, the way I look at it, you're looking at 2 teams that are. You're looking at a wildly inconsistent Denial that loses to pickup teams. Then you're looking at a pickup team with Rise Nation. But let's be quite honest though. So Rise, I gave him a lot of shit, but it was kind of needed. I was actually making my reel, and there was a segment where I was an analyst with Trooper and Ben was hosting, and I said, the make of this team is a top 3 team. The question is, are they ever going to do it? We're tired of talking about it. Just do it. They finally did it, but that came at a price. It came at a price. It came with Jerpy playing out of his fucking mind. Jerpy played out of his mind. Arguably the best player in Ohio.
He's got the double kill with the torque bow on friggin' Forge Blitz for top 4. You kidding me? He was arguably?
He was the best player in Ohio, and I would fight anybody that would disagree with that. But also, you had the wild powers. But, people want to question Keem, and Curve said Keem has been shooting straight. Keem has always shot straight. Let's fact check for a second. Keem was actually shooting straight on Ghost Gaming. Back then.
Help knock out Envious in the final event of season
That's
1.
where I was going.
Come on now. Come on.
King's last map with Ghost Gaming was giving praise the hands. Okay, not a lot of people can do that. You know what I'm saying? So you're looking at Rise Nation. I'm gonna leave it the way it is right now. With Denial at top, Rise Nation second, R Damage at third. Simply because, with all due respect, out of respect for Denial and Rise Nation, R Damage isn't gonna touch them. I don't see an upset story happening at all. Rise Nation against Denial, we're gonna need to see that Jerpy again. We're gonna need to see Keem do Keem things, because without powers, we need to see Detox when he's on fire. When Detox is on fire, he's amazing. We need to see Power Weapon the Vexies. If they can keep up that high level gameplay, which isn't sustainable on a consistent basis, they can upset. I just don't see it happening. But at the same time, Denial's shaky. So it's like, all right, it's kind of a lackluster prediction, but that's the way I see it happening, Colin.
And I've got it backwards. I must have it backwards. I gotta disagree with you wholeheartedly, because there's something about Rise Nation that is more dangerous than any other top team going into Mexico City, in my humble opinion. Because Denial can't even do it, because you're still picking Denial to come out of that pool first place. A lot of people are still looking at Denial as the second best team in the world. I'm looking at Rise Nation to have them go into a locker room like setting. They're going to go onto foreign soil as the visitors, without the tip of their spear, without their head slayer, without the demigod himself powers, and it is them against the world. The only 5 people that think Rise Nation can do anything right now, more likely than not, are the 5 people on Rise Nation. And that makes them more dangerous to me than any other pool team going into Mexico City. I think Drix is playing on another level lately. I think of Vexies. He said it on Twitter. He's got to be a demon this event. And I expect to see Vexies become a demon. Whatever form that takes, I expect to see it. But I'm going to go ahead and put my eggs in this basket. In New Orleans and in San Diego, I watched a kid named Detox become a Tasmanian freaking devil for 2 events back to back. Jerpy picked up some of that and became a devil himself in Ohio. But Detox, to me, is playing on another level when he feels like nobody believes in him. All the way back on Goons, when he was playing with those boys like Summons back in UE, he did things that nobody else expected him to do because nobody believed in him. I'm going to believe in Detox this entire event. I'm going to wave that red and black banner back and forth and say Rise Nation can do the damn thing. I'm picking them first to come out of this pool and to make Denial look a little silly in pool play, make them have to fight their way up the championship bracket. Because I still got them beating our damage. I think our damage is going to give both teams a little bit of a tough fight. They're going to give you looks you're not used to. They play in the EU. You know they're going to ban out Harbor, so you're not going to be able to get a favorite map like Denial loves Harbor. I know Rise Nation doesn't play it as much as they probably should, but they don't really need to worry about it with the pool that they're in. Denial is going to get one of their favorite maps taken away from them because our damage is going to auto-ban Harbor right off rip. So I'm going to go ahead.
They can ban.
They're not going to upset nobody, but they're going to give them some looks. It's going to be a nice test for them. It's good. They're going to be able to get off the rust off the wheels real early. But I'm picking Rise Nation to come out of that pool.
Waldo, Rise Nation.
Sidebar for nuance and context. Yeah. How disgusting would that Fire and Ice team been with a Vexies, Detox, and Xenon still with Strafey and Demo? Like, context. Hey, do you see what I'm saying? Like, all the pieces were there. They just needed to tie. I know it is, but I'm just saying. But like I said, Detox is a player I've been talking about all season in context. He has all the tools. Since the regionals. I saw it. I sat down with him. I said, hey, you need to make sure that you're not doing this. And he's like, why? I was like, because if I can see it, everyone else can see it. You have to start not being predictable. You have to start thinking a couple steps ahead of what you're going to do. And his play style has evolved. He's become a massive slayer. He's a great team player. He might not have the best comms at times from the team's like communication, but it's there. And he's got a Vexies. He's got Drix. You've got Keem. You've got Jerpy. Like, even without powers, this team is still a threat to be. And I honestly think that they should, keyword, be at the top of their pool. Because I just don't have any faith in Denial right now. I just don't.
I don't. And the one thing that scares me about Denial is just like, dude, like you gotta flip a coin at this point. You're supposed to be. I don't care how close you can get to beating Optic. You gotta beat all these other teams to get there, and you're falling in the same trap that Echo Fox did before they broke up. We all knew they could match up against Optic, but then they started undermining these other teams, and shit, Ghost Gaming swept their ass off the floor. And that's that. But you know, Waldo, you and I think it was me and you that actually hyped up Detox since the regionals.
Oh, 100%.
And we're the ones that preached that he was amazing. That's actually no debate at all. It's just that I still feel like it's a heat check for Detox. Me personally, I'm like not even shade. I've never seen him personally start off a game on fire and end on fire. It's always taken like a map, and then the second map he takes off. He's the best player in the lobby. Like if he can start from the beginning and get that heat, and then Jerpy brings back that Ohio gameplay, it's fine. Drix, we're not worried about. We're gonna stop talking about how good Drix is, because if people don't get it, then they just don't get it at this point.
You ever been lost before, Velly? You ever been lost?
Those guys tasted the top, but those guys tasted the top finally. Like Detox and Vexies, they tasted top too.
They don't want to taste. They want the whole damn meal. They don't want to just taste the entree. They want first course, second course, third course, fourth. They want to win a chip. Those boys is hungry for something a lot more than a taste of the final.
Okay. So you want to know, all right, so Denial will lose only if Rise come out the gates with this mindset. They come in there and like, yo, we're without fucking powers, but let's fucking go. These guys are fucking whack. If they come out with that mindset, yo, Denial's gonna have hell.
I expect them to play like nobody believes they're gonna play, and they got nothing to fucking lose. I really excuse me, but I expect that.
No, you're fine. Colin doesn't cuss, guys.
No.
But if they really go in there with the mindset like, yo, let's just have fun, rather than going in there, people do it. People go in there with an excuse for, if we lose, we didn't have powers. Okay, whatever. If they go in there not thinking like that, like, yo, powers ain't here, but we got Keem. Keem, you're better than them. And they're like, they're really living it up and having fun. Then
you know what I would have done? This is how savage I would have been, right? If I'm Escamane, I get a cardboard cutout. I put powers behind us, like right next to me. Like that's how savage I would have been, and hold him up. Like
they do it. I hope they do
it. That's the level of savagery that we need to have.
So think about this too. Keem's now got experience with that whole team listening to his voice as the coach. And you heard it in Ohio when we did the listening with them, and he shut everybody up and said, when they rotate on this side of the map, we're going to overflow the opposite side. We're going to completely flood the other side of the map. Yeah. So he's gotten a chance to see it from the other side of the glass now. Be a coach, be more of an analyst. That makes him even scarier. Not only can the man shoot his gun straight, but now he knows how to break down the game on a micro level.
Yeah. It's going to be funny to see, because people still forget that Keem is a goon. If I got to remind you, something's wrong with your life. But that game is a coin flip. The first map is going to tell us everything. I feel like if Rise loses the first map, they're out. If they win the first map, that's it. They're going to catch heat, and Denial, they're not going to know how to recoup. Because I feel like people get comfortable with the thought that they're a top 2 team or they're a top 3 team. And then once they get too comfortable with it, shit hits the fan. And we've seen it happen. But moving into the next pool, let's take a look at pool C. Colin, I'm going to give you the favorites. You're going to have Buddy, Ghost Gaming, and In Control HQ with the likes of Musics and Eternity.
You're not going to even mention Heza? You're not going to mention our boy Heza?
Okay, say the whole team. I left it for you, Colin.
No. You're just going to leave Heza out the conversation. I'm just going to leave him out too. Whatever. He's just another guy in the rotation.
Do me a favor, though. When you break this shit down and you talk about matchups, if you don't mention the revenge game that Buddy is going to have against In Control, we're fighting right now.
Oh, and that was going to be my first. That was going to be my first
pull. Take it away, baby.
I expect the very first game, if the people making this schedule are smart, the very first game of the weekend is going to be Ghost Gaming playing In Control, because In Control is going to be looking forward to Buddy, which is going to give Ghost Gaming an edge in that matchup. Plus, you put it on main stage. You let that home crowd get hype. You open the weekend up with it. Let them hear the cheers. Let them hear the chants. Put Identives up there on the main stage. Give him his welcome home speech. Let the man look like Derek Jeter waving his number 2 cap in the air. Everybody giving the man respect. So I expect Ghost Gaming to win that first one, because In Control is going to be in their heads about, Can we beat Buddy Buddy? Can we beat the guys that left us for something better? It's going to be like that old story, like Troy. Is this what you left me for when Helena Troy left her husband for that boy out there in Troy? Is this what you left me for? Crushmo and Firearm are going to have to stare at Heza, at Musics. They're going to have to look across that friggin' table or that side station or main stage across stage, and they're going to have to swallow their pride if they go down early.
Yeah.
But I don't see it happening. I see it being such a tight match because the emotions are high. But when emotions are high and somebody has to make a play, I'm going to put that more in favor of somebody like God Plays, like a Toy Soldier, a former world champion in Toy Soldier, a former world champion in Speedy. But I will say this. When we talk about Buddy Buddy all weekend long, if Buddy Buddy starts to lose, if they go down, that team will rise and fall with Speedy's emotions. He said on our show a couple weeks ago, he's grown up a little bit. We're going to have to see how that translates to a LAN setting where somebody's going to be able to talk smack right to his face, where he can't just turn off his monitor, go to his girl in the other room and make sure that everything's good in the hood. He's going to have to sit there and take it and see if he can be mature enough to set it in, process it, and move forward. I got Ghost Gaming coming out on top of this pool, playing in front of their home crowd, playing with the #1 seed in Latin America, playing with their hearts on their sleeves. They're going to run off of emotion, but that might cause them to burn out early in championship bracket, but we ain't getting there yet. I ain't skipping them stones. I'm not skipping those stones. I'm just sitting here on the pool saying Ghost Gaming will play high on emotion, in control. Will look forward to their match against Buddy Buddy. They'll probably drop their match against Ghost Gaming if they end up playing them before they play Buddy Buddy. And then I got Buddy Buddy losing to Ghost Gaming, making them 2-0. I got Buddy Buddy being 1-1 or 2-1 once the open bracket team comes in there. But for me, the storyline this entire weekend is going to be about Ghost Gaming. They're going to play with hearts and minds on their sleeves, and they're going to be playing with a crowd that wants them to win probably more than they want to breathe.
You're right, Waldo. Take it away, man. What's your thoughts?
Oh, you mean about Ghost? They come out fast and hard, and then they fall off. Like, what do you want me to say? Like,
hey man, phrasing, Waldo.
No. It's exactly what happened. We saw this. I watched Ronan do it versus Echo Fox the last time I was in Mexico. They came out super hot the first match, and then they just absolutely fell off the face of the earth. So if you're asking me to have confidence in this team, they have been playing okay online in the 2Ks. They have the most to prove because they are the fan favorite. And you also have to look at who else is in that pool, right? Like, you've got Toy, who has been renowned. He's also a fan favorite. Mexico, Toy has gone off. He has clips. I've observed
Toy is that guy.
Toy is that guy. Then you've got Kaid. Then you've got Speedy. That whole team is disgusting. You can't.
It's actually full of goons.
It's full.
So, Waldo, tell me if I'm wild on this. I saw Fru and Ryan talking today, and Fru was like, "You don't think they're a top 4 team?" And Ryan was like, "I don't see it." But I was sitting there at work, like, realistically, if they all played at their best, they're a top 4 team.
Right, and it's Firearm and Crushmo, right?
Yeah.
Did anyone know what Crushmo does every time he's in Mexico?
He's a god.
He turns up. That team is terrifying. Crushmo has probably some of the sickest clutches in Mexico. So you're giving that team, they've been playing in parts on other rosters. Crushmo's always played great. That team has a lot of potential to come out on top. They may not look like the top 4 team, but surprise, surprise, who's the best quick pick power weapon player in all of Gears of War?
You know what I'm saying?
It's Firearm. 100%.
Firearm?
If you watch when he was playing with Heza, as many times as he goes and gets the quick pick, he will always get it, and he always gets out. And he always does something with it. You have to look at this. Like, this team, if they are making the play for the quick pick, they can play aggressive. They can play passive.
You know
why? They can switch style.
Because Firearm, whenever he goes in for a power weapon, you know who's with him most of the time? Crushmo.
Yeah, there's someone there for him, right?
When I see Crushmo on Diner and shit, moving up in front of power weapon to clear the way, Jesus Christ, people don't challenge Crushmo. They don't. Like Crushmo is that big of a fucking presence on the map where people don't even challenge it, and that gives his team free picks. It's insane. And talking about Firearm, dog, how many times are people gonna stop doubting Firearm and stop replacing him on teams? Like Mazer should have went back to Firearm and apologized. Firearm's he's gotten top 2 in Toronto. He's gotten top 6 multiple times in this game. Firearm is literally another Xenon.
It's the same thing.
Like, they're literally like the same. They're the same type of player. They keep getting blamed for the same things, keep getting replaced the same way, but they continuously place well at lands. What does that tell you, dude? Firearm's the key. He knows something that other people doesn't.
And they're confident. They don't care who they're facing. They're going to be pushing you. And honestly, like, this is the Buddy is the ascension of, like, maybe we see the ascension of the Toy Crushmo speedy, like the entire team just evolves to another level when we
you ever thought you'd say to yourself that
Toy would evolve into
that veterans on a team or Toy Soldier? Did you ever think did you ever really think that would come about where you're like, that old man Toy Soldier gotta come out there?
You know what I want? I want Toy to stand on a chair and start yelling at people like the entire time. Play standing up.
Toy and Speedy?
100%. Just
Toy and Speedy yelling at the other team. That's demoralizing.
Well, look, he teased the other day on Twitter. He said the Frosted Tips might come back in time for Mexico City. He won a damn championship when he got rid of the Frosted Tips. If he shows up with the Frosted Tips, we all know damn well what's happening. We know the story.
Don't do it. All right, so Waldo, this matchup, who's winning? Buddy, Ghost Gaming.
Depends on the maps, really. Like
Colin.
But if it's Buddy, okay, so here's where the map goes, right? Where do you not want to play Ghost Gaming, right? You don't want to play him on Forge Blitz, and you don't want to play him on Harbor. Okay, you can make some readjustments there. So what? We've got all the new maps. You want to do Old Town? You guys want to chase them on Diner? You guys want to play them
don't play them on Old Town. Do not play Buddy on Old Town.
Okay,
That's an L.
Okay, so then where are we going to go? We're going to probably see something weird like Impact come through. We're going to see like different dimensions of maps. Like if they're playing right, we're going to probably see Lift. And then that is like a head-to-head matchup about who knows how to rotate cut better. That one is literally like, what maps are we on? And who showed up map 1? Like round 1. And then I would give it to you. But honestly, I feel like Buddy should come up.
And you give it to us. You did all that explaining. You did all that setting up. Come on, man. Stick your chest out and tell us.
I'm going to give it to Buddy.
There we go.
I think that team should beat Ghost early.
I give it to Buddy too. I feel like so when you look at Ghost Gaming, the one thing you look at, like you can't help but look at it, chaos and identities. Like what's there not to look at? But then you look at Buddy, it's like, okay, fuck it. I have Toy, Speedy. You know what I'm saying? I got Crushbo. I think when it comes to the raw slaying skill, Buddy has them outmatched. They have them outmatched in slaying skill.
Like, position, it's the same thing.
I feel like it has to come down to maps.
It's going to come down to maps. And honestly, and then we look at In Control, it's going to be the same story that it's been for Eternity the entire season. Can he show up Friday? And that's the thing. You've got
entire 2 seasons. Entire 2 seasons.
Like if you show up Friday, like it's lights out. Like that team could upset that poll. Like, okay, this poll's flipped on its head all of a sudden again too. Because you've got Heza and you've got all these other threats everywhere. Like this poll's really hard to call because I don't know who's showing up to Mexico. I can guess, but you know how that works every time that we do it. All of a sudden, some team flips the poll on its head and they come out on top. Like that could be anybody here, right? This could be closer than we think it is.
You know what? I see In Control giving Buddy more of a challenge than they would Ghost Gaming. I feel like Ghost Gaming's play style would definitely lock down whatever In Control does. They have too much teamwork. I feel like the only way In Control could really make noise in this pool is if they go against one of these 2 teams and it's a brawler play style. If it's chaos, then I feel like In Control can definitely have a challenge. But if it's
find the dubstep button and hit it and just look for Heza, and he just
it.
Just all around the map. Like, where are we going? Oh, there's another kill. Piece of candy. Like it's the whole time. Like Heza could be the ultimate threat in that map because he doesn't play orthodox, right?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't path like normal players do. He'll sit and wait a little bit, and then all of a sudden he comes late on a flank and picks up 3 kills. You're gonna be who missed this guy?
There's a clip that's a coach showed me from a top pro team. of Heza literally head downing every 1v1. That's gonna be the Heza you get. If those head down 1v1s don't work, it's curtains for In Control. But before we go to the next poll, Colin, Ghost Gaming or Buddy Buddy? In that matchup, who's winning? Say it with your chest.
I've already said Ghost Gaming, baby. I said Ghost Gaming's taking that pool 2-0.
All right.
I said it with my whole damn chest.
I'm gonna do Lord bets. I feel like this is where we're gonna start heading. We're gonna get to the desk. We're gonna have to have Lord Colin or Lord Velly, and we're just gonna have to start making Lord bets about this because it can be real interesting. Because the next time we go to a event wherever it's gonna be, it's gonna be real interesting.
Look, I'm just gonna say this. I say things with pure conviction. I can't tell you on a base level. I can't break the strats down as the way you can, Waldo. I use these and I use this. That's all I got. I got my eyes and my heart. My eyes tell me Ghost Gaming plays with a savagery unbeknownst to most people in North America, and they got heart that crowd is going to give them 3 sizes too big, like the Grinch who stole Christmas, and they gonna steal this damn pool.
All right, there you have it. Now, very last poll of the day. This to me is going to be the best poll of them all. Space Station, Simplicity, and Mazer. Colin, take it away.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Mazer Gaming yesterday takes out Denial. They end up losing to Opti Gaming in the championship, but Mazer Gaming is one of those teams that has played so well across a month-and-a-half stretch in just long periods, long stretches. They've dropped a game here or there, but outside of those games that they do drop, when they do actually lose, that team comes together. That team works well together. That's why they went back to some of the old horses they had. They went back to the stables.
Wait, which team are you talking about?
Mazer. I'm talking about Mazer right now. Okay. They went back to the stables, got some of those old horses back together, because I believe they got some 4/5 of the band back together from the New Orleans team. They went in there. They said, "Look, we know what worked. We figured out that it did work. It caused us to be able to beat Echo Fox. We might have lost the other pool play match, but we ended up making them look like silliness on Harbor, which is a map that they still historically most of that team plays well on. They got Xenon, who God blaze our face of the game extraordinaire, always likes to talk about being able to snipe, being able to make highlight reel plays, but we also have one of the smartest home hill 1v1 players in the entire game. He knows when to OE, he knows when to play back. That's the main man, Sneak. And Sneaky to me gets no credit when he should get 70% of the credit all the time. Every time you see that team start to fall apart, my main man Sneak out there holding the damn thing down. Everybody keeps picking him every single event. An exclusive led team. I call him the captain. That's usually the captain we go with. That's usually the guy we look to be their face, their bullhorn. Exclusive led teams for 3 straight events, New Orleans, San Diego, and Columbus, have been a dark horse. When the hell do you stop being a dark horse and be the name on the tip of everybody's tongues?
I agree.
I don't know when it happens, but I
when you 2-0 your poll and you come out on top.
I hate to say it, but I don't think it's gonna start this event. Because
so he's still a dark horse. Okay, all that hype is just still be a dark horse. All right,
starting with them
out of here,
reason, Waldo. I started with them for a reason, because you got to start from the bottom and work your way up, ladies and gentlemen. The other 2 teams in this pool. Let's start with Simplicity. They're only 3 weeks old, but these boys got firepower. We're talking about Pell. We're talking about Crash, Colin Clarke. We got Shock coming off of Fury. This team is made to play together. They used to be known as Reunited, because a lot of these people had already played together. Crash, Pell, Shock already played together. Kyle Clarke, that old Echo Fox reunion, coming back together. They've played well for weeks on end. They've got 2 of the most explosive and exciting players to watch on the entire circuit, Crash and Pell. I believe they're going to come out of this pool in 2nd place. Mazer will be 3rd. They'll fall short of Simplicity, but nobody, and I mean nobody on God's green earth in this pool is going to hold a candle to a team that's undefeated since Dallas on Side Station, that keeps finishing 2nd or 3rd in Season 2 more than any other organization. They've got Jack, who is a human highlight reel, got a 3-piece on Forge Blitz on Echo Fox to help send them home in San Diego. Mexico. And they have the audacity to not even make it to championship Sunday in Columbus. So I expect them to be pissed the hell off. They got caught by that single elimination. They got caught by having to win their pool in a dramatic fashion, and they did not. So I expect Space Station Gaming to come out on fire. I expect Space Station Gaming, after having to go what they went through in Columbus, to come out in Mexico City and put it on people.
You know what? All right, so I'm gonna come out and say it. I love Kyle. Kyle is literally the most lovable player in Gears of War next to Ribs when he played. All right, Kyle is loved, and
I don't want that Kyle.
I have to say it.
I don't want that Kyle. I want Paris Kyle.
I haven't seen anything from this team since they've been made. I haven't seen anything that I can lean on and say, this is why they're going to do good. They have done nothing. They have done nothing but get early access in 2Ks. Yes, it's online, but online generally translates to land sometimes. That excuse can kind of go out the window a little bit. But they haven't done anything against any top team that I've seen in 2K settings at all. And that's really all we can go by, right? So when you take a look at Mazer, dude, they actually look like they can do something. They're going far. They're challenging top teams, and they've been there before. I love Sneak. I love everybody on that team. I feel like Exclusive is having a hard time trying to peak right now. But the moment he does is gonna be fucking insane. Like whenever I see Exclusive out there, he's like Goku when he's on that first level of Ultra Instinct. His hair didn't turn gray yet. But he got audible, but he could get the kills here and there, but he's never mastered it. And he has mastered it. He goes completely like the hell off. But the question is, when are you going to do it consistently, dude? When are we going to see this every map when it matters? When are we going to see this team not choke when it matters on tiebreaker? All right, Fire and Ice, that sucked that you guys lost against them. We knew that you guys should have beaten them, but they haven't done it yet. I feel like Mazer's going to walk out second place.
Timeout real quick, Bell.
Go ahead.
I got to address something that was said in your chat. The man that I gave a lot of credit to, the man that I said is one of the most intelligent players in the game, said, Sneaky said, did you not watch our game versus SSG in Columbus? Sneaky, I hope you look behind you when you walk out on main stage, because Toy Soldier ain't coming out that damn locker room with you in Mexico City. You better find it in your heart to win with those other four boys. I love Xenon. I love Exclusive. I love you, boy. But I'm telling you right now, you better hope and pray that those boys on Space Station don't remember that loss and look at you and say, you ain't the same damn team. You ain't got Toy Soldier no more. You ain't got a former world champion. Ain't no other rings on that team.
Toy went off. So
I'm just gonna say, that's how I feel.
Okay. Hey, you can't argue because statistically, Toy did do the damn thing against Space Station Gaming and every other team they went against in Ohio. The Ohio was a Toy Soldier show for that squad. And without Toy, you better hope Do-Rag Morty comes out, Sneak. Because if he doesn't, you guys are in trouble. But
Do-Rag Morty.
Dude, oh, you wasn't there, Colin. Mortifies was in Mexico sending people home in a do-rag.
It was the way you said it. It was just the way you said it.
It's Do-Rag Morty. Hashtag. That's what we're going to call it.
He needs to have that on his jersey. If he don't show up with Do-Rag Morty on his jersey.
No. But honestly, we're realistically talking about two teams that have underperformed. We expect them to do better, but they haven't. That's pretty much the story with most of these 5th through 8th place teams. We're tired of saying we know you can do well. When are they gonna do it? Just fucking do it at this point. You know what I'm saying? We're tired of saying that. But I feel like Space Station Gaming, this is gonna be their event. This is Space Station Gaming's best event, best chance to win an event. Why am I saying this? They're now struggling. You're not gonna get that 3rd place anymore. You're gonna be a top 2 team this event.
They don't face Optic.
They
on the bracket. Like they don't have to face Optic until
you're gonna meet Optic in the finals, and then you're gonna have to show out. I don't see another team's beating Space Station Gaming besides Optic Gaming. This is Space Station's event right here. This is their shit, and this is up to them to capitalize. I don't see any of these teams giving them a challenge. The rest of these 2 teams, they could fight and see, hey, who's finally gonna come out at an event. But that's not going to be much in the grand scheme of things. I expect much of them, but I'm not going to hold my breath because they've disappointed me every event. Waldo, how you feel?
I want to see them in the gladiator pit. Like I want to see Mazer and simplicity over there. And that's really where I want to go watch it because that's who's coming out, right? We talk about levels of like where you guys want Kyle, and people were talking to the chat about like, oh, I want Kyle from E United season 2 or season
Kyle
1.
Ain't gone nowhere though.
No,
Kyle ain't
I
gone
don't.
nowhere.
I don't want that Kyle. I don't want him. I
No.
want Paris Kyle. I want Kyle being a psychopath, standing up and yelling and getting into it and harnessing that. And then you got Clouds on your side. I want that. I want that throwdown duo together. I want them being loud. I want them getting hype. I want to see Pell dropping the performance that we didn't even talk about because Powers stole the show. He was dropping way more kills. Way more consistent that event, and he did it in less maps, and we didn't even give Pell the credit that he deserved. No. And on the same side, you also got to talk about Shock is there. Shock has been on the top. He's just trying to prove himself again. That whole roster just has to come together. And honestly,
stop talking about the past sometimes. Like
I get it. You got to stop talking about the past. It's time for them to show up. You've got one shot. Welcome to the pit. Who comes out on top? Congratulations, you might get second in the pool. But this is Space Station's pool. This is their home.
Say it again.
Their pool.
Yep.
Space Station. They have the top seed. You know who they have on their side that is a threat no matter where you're at? Oh, crap. Praised. Oh, wait a minute. Phelpsy. Oh, shit. There's Hydrone. God damn. Like.
Crim to God.
Like, you guys are pretending like all these names don't mean anything. They are consistent. This team has been a threat. This team has taken down Optic. The only team that they have never beaten was Ghost, and they don't exist anymore.
They don't.
So, hello, if there is an opportunity and your biggest competition is gone and you've won head-to-heads versus Optic, they actually have the highest win rate versus Optic this season, mind you. So, take it or leave it, like, they should win this pool. Now, that's not saying that I haven't seen Mazer show up and be absolutely dominant in those situations. I can see that happening as well, but I can see upsets, but they have to play at 110% the entire tournament. You can have zero mistakes. You have to play perfect escalation, perfect Gears of War, perfect team play. If they could do that, sure, Mazer can win and end up top of the pool. But who does that?
All right, so Colin, Waldo, we ranted about every team and every pool so far. We're reaching the hour. So this is where the fun begins. This is where the real fun begins. I'm going to hear top 8s.
Take it away, Waldo.
Oh, top 8?
I'm going to hear top 8.
So as of right now where I'm sitting, I am saying Optic are still the overlords of Gears of War, and they are number 1. Then I'm going to go Space Station. I'm going to go Denial is going to be number 3 because I can see the losers bracket. I'm going to go Elevate for number 4 because I think they've got a lot to prove. Top 8.
Okay.
5 is Buddy Buddy.
All right. It's hard, this event. That's why I keep telling people.
I go. Oh damn, Buddy Buddy and Rise. Shit. God. 5, 6 is. I'm just gonna say like as much as Rise.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
Easier, would top 6 be easier?
No, it's not easier because it's like, do I want Rise to go up? Oh yeah, I'm gonna say Rise is gonna go. Let's say Rise goes top 6. And then
start over again, Waldo. Start with your number 1.
Over again, Waldo.
So I'll go Optic, Space Station, Denial. I want Elevators 4. Then we go. God, where was I? I lost my spot.
Buddy Buddy and Rise.
Buddy Buddy Rise. And then Mazer Simplicity. Like,
Ghost Gaming.
Nope, he's already got his 8. He said, there got his 8.
You forgot him, so they're forgetful, Waldo.
They're
forgetful to you. They ain't on your mind.
He done passed over all damn, Ghost Gaming gonna hold it down. They gonna beat Ghost on Sunday, according to Waldo. They ain't gonna be nowhere.
I'm just saying, like, it's hard to call that one. Like, I've seen them show up and I've seen them not place top 8. So
That's fair.
I've seen all these other teams be way more consistent. So I'll just go with that as my argument.
All right. Hey.
No, Bell, hey, look,
next?
you take it next.
All right, here we go. Let me write this down to make sure I'm doing well. So Optic. So we all know Vel with his crazy predictions. I really want Space Station to win. I'm gonna put him down number 1. I feel like this is
hell yeah, Vel. I
feel
see
like,
you, baby.
So the reason why I'm doing this is because Space Station has been extremely quiet. They're going through no drama. This is their best chance to win an event because their only issues other than Optic was Ghost Gaming and Echo Fox. Those 2 teams don't exist. You have Denial, one team replacing those 2, but they're wildly inconsistent. So I feel like their only real challenge is going to be Optic Gaming. So I'm gonna put Space Station first. I really want those boys to play out of their mind. Optic second. I'm not gonna bet too much money on that at all. Trust me. I'm not a betting man, but I'm sure as hell smarter than the bet against them, other than outside of top 2. So Space Station Gaming, Optic. I'm gonna give it to Denial, 3rd place. After that, I'm gonna give it to
Welcome to my world as you're reading down the list line.
Damn, this is hard.
Oh, I told
you. You want a chance to think about it, and I'll go for you.
No, I got this. I'm a man. All right,
I'm a man. I'm a real boy now.
Space Station Gaming, Optic, Denial, Ghost Gaming. No, fuck that. Space Station Gaming, Optic, Ghost Gaming, Denial. That's where I'm going with that. Buddy, Elevate, Rise, Mazer. Mazer Rise. Sorry. That's hard, man.
Dude, it's not a fun time.
Okay. So to everybody in the chat, if I rated you like bottom top 8, it's nothing against you. This is actually a really fucking hard event to make predictions on.
Don't apologize to nobody. You're dead.
No, Colin. You of all people know I don't care about what I predict. I don't care. This is actually a difficult event, man, because of just the way the rosters are and the matchup. It's really hard.
The bracket, it's whoever beats who, and if you screw up in pools, all of a sudden our bracket's like stacked to one side again like Vegas, and it's flipped on its head. This is
pre-event. This is pre-event. You reserve the right once you see Championship Sunday roll out. When you see the bracket, you reserve the right to switch something up. That's all.
No, but the thing is, like, this event consistency, though.
Yeah, it's like, you can't recant just because the bracket came out. Like, okay, well, we could have some way off, like...
Ashes says the same thing. Ashes said 3rd to 10th is literally a dice roll, and I agree. You know why? We don't have enough information on these teams. These teams aren't consistent.
Is this that old multiple choice answer where A, B, C, D don't make any goddamn sense, and E is none of the above?
Yeah,
or not enough information?
It's called the only 2 teams that are like honestly like top 3 that we can say with our heart is Optic and Space. There is no 3rd team that's consistent. There isn't, because I can see Ghost Gaming upsetting anybody. I can see Elevate upsetting anybody. I can see Rise upsetting everybody. Like it's actually hard. Like I say my predictions from my chest out. I poke my chest when I do this.
You better do it.
And you know that.
You better put that big damn chest out there, boy. Be working out. I see you, dog.
Roster Mania was the worst thing that happened since the last event because now we have a bunch of inconsistency going on. But Colin,
I got 10,000 questions and no answers. That's what we have right now.
Go ahead, Colin.
You got the answer, Sway? You got the answer, Sway? All right. Mine is simple. I'm gonna keep it nice and easy for you. I'm gonna start with the teams finishing in 8th, going up to 1, and you want me to just do it 1 to 8? How you want me to go about it?
You go from the bottom to the top.
I go from bottom to the top. I got Mazer 8, Simplicity 7, Buddy 6, Denial 5, Ghost Gaming 4, Rise Nation 3, Space Station Gaming falls 2 to 1 to the eventual kings, the eventual winners.
Don't say he's on dumb shit. Okay.
No, Optic Gaming is there's until otherwise.
Third
was Rise. I had Optic 1, Space Station 2, Rise 3, Ghost 4, Denial 5, Buddy 6, Simplicity 7, and Mazer 8.
You got Denial top 6.
I I don't see enough from that team on a weekly basis that if come Sunday they go down in rounds to a Ghost Gaming team that has an identities that got scapegoated by Ghost Gaming and pushed to the side so they could start to make that roster that got put together.
Okay.
I just don't see it happening. I see Rise playing out of their minds all weekend long because they're going to play like nobody believes in them except maybe 3 or 4 of us that have watched them make this evolutionary plunder, make them go through this entire journey and adventure. Space Station Gaming to me is going to beat up on basically everybody until they get to the green wall. It's the same old song and dance. We're going to see the same 2 members out there on a dance floor late at night in the marathon. But at the end of the night, I pray to the good Lord above that I see a better finals, one that resembles the one we saw in Columbus, because Columbus is the kind of finals you want. You got to see Rise push Optic Gaming to the edge, and you saw people stand up and get hype. If I see another damn finals like I saw in San Diego and Mexico City where nobody on Optic stood up, I'm going to be depressed. I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry all night. I'm going to cry on my flight home on Monday. I'm going to DM Ashes, be like, why you ain't pay those boys to stand up? I'd find them if I was Hex. I'd have been like, boy, you better stand up. Better make this thing look good for television.
Emmanuel, who do I call a legend? Waldo, do I call people a legend often?
No,
I don't. I rarely use that term. If anything, I am the most critical when it comes to players not playing well. That's my thing. That's what I do. But there's one thing that I noticed out of all 3 lists. Where the fuck did y'all put Reciprocity?
they were there.
Reciprocity. You said you coming to me with reciprocity.
Yo, Colin.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find reciprocity. Hold on. Let me look over here. I got a trash can right behind me. I'm gonna find him real quick. Hold on.
He said the trash can.
Hold up.
No.
I got some paper. I got a Skittles. I ain't got no damn reciprocity in that trash can. They gonna be in there. I gonna find them in there.
Yo, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna agree with Ashes. 3 to 10, 3 to 12 is such a dice roll. After top 4, it really doesn't matter, to be honest, because anybody can place that well. Like, I see Buddy can place top 4. I see Mazer can place, Elevate can place top 4. I just feel like it's whoever uppays the most. They're gonna place top 4.
Uppay them before they uppay you. Quote, forever toy soldier, may you rest in peace, baby.
Yo, so with that being said, any closing words? Because the next time I'm gonna see you fine gentlemen, we're gonna be in the place.
Velly, we getting dinner on Wednesday.
The best tacos you could think of, Colin.
You better show me the spot. I can't wait to see my brother. Brother. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna give you the biggest damn hug.
I can't wait, man. But any last words you guys want to say before we catch our flights on Wednesday?
I will say I'm excited for the event. I'm excited to be back in Mexico. Crowds like no other. I hope that I am wildly proven wrong the entire event. We'll see how that actually turns out. I've lost a lot of dark horses in Mexico. You know, I kind of feel like I've given Demo really bad shtick. I think I'm gonna have to rethink that going in.
You know, I think can't wait. It's better to have lost some dark horses than to lose your heart in Mexico, Waldo. All right,
yeah, you're right. But I may have to recant some things, but we'll see when we get to Mexico.
All right, Colin, your first time in Mexico City for Gears of War. How are you feeling?
I'm too excited. I might not sleep from now until Sunday. I might just be up all night, up all damn day. The energy flowing through my veins. I'm ready to watch the best Gears of War action you can possibly imagine. My shout out before we leave for Mexico City, the team I want to see turn up because I believe they're going to go through open bracket facing hell and high water. I can't wait to see Orlando Reapers do the damn thing in open bracket. I want to see Kraz and co, however you want to frame that. I want to see those boys pull up, and show out. That's my shout out going into Mexico City. Outside of that, Optic Gaming takes home the trophy on Sunday, and I hope to goodness gracious, good God Almighty, I am there to call somebody getting clipped live and in living color, so everybody and their mama gonna hear me get crazy when they get done dirty on main stage.
Yeah, one thing I want to say, Colin, think about your favorite Gears of War event that you've attended. Times that by 10. when we honest, so I thought they were just hyping it up. Mexico is literally something you have never seen in Gears of War, something you can never fucking imagine. There were so many people, Colin. They were standing on the sides and in the back on Championship Sunday, in the morning, Saturday night. Saturday night was popping. It was out of this world.
We were there with Guy Blaze, who had 0 vocal cords.
Yes.
I had old man Guy there trying.
Old man, goddamn.
No, Colin. Mexico City Season 2 was out of this world. Mexico City Part 2 is going to be even better. But I just want to say thank you for everybody for coming in here again. Shout out to G Fuel for supporting the movement. We really appreciate you guys. I'm going to bring a tub or 2 or maybe 3 to Mexico if anybody wants them before they get knocked out on the side stations. But Colin, I love you, man. I love the fact that we do this show. It really is the best part of my week. Waldo, I love your rants. They're fucking hilarious. They're the best. I want to give a shout out to UGC. Had the throwback Halo tournament. You guys are honestly like the people's champion for that. But so to those of you in the chat, I want to thank you guys for supporting us. Colin and I doing this on the flank stuff is honestly fun as hell. I wouldn't trade it in for the world. Make sure you tune in this weekend. Mexico's gonna be out of this road. If you're going to Mexico and we've never met, make sure you come up to me and Colin. Give us dap, introduce yourself. Tell us what your gamer tag is, because when you say your real name, hey, I'm Todd, I'll be like, all right, who the hell are you? Say, hey, I'm Justice, I'm Expert, I'm Lunatics, and we'll be happy to see you. Your first beer will be on me because it's extremely cheap. But other than that, no, Colin, you have no idea. You have no idea. But other than that, I just want to thank you all for coming to the stream again. Like, you guys are honestly the shit. Let's take a look at who's out there to host before we leave. Tone, I know you're listening. Give me a second. Let's go ahead and give some love to Shock. Go ahead and host Shock. For the rest of you, I want to thank you for tuning in on the flank. We'll see you this weekend, and after that, we'll see you not the Monday after, but the one after. There's a lot of afters, but we'll see you next time on the flank. Bro, the outro. Let's get it.